Okay, this video talks a little bit about Blackboard, and this is a major company in online education. It's the provider of online education at the college that I was instructing at in the early 2000s time frame, from 2001 up until 2000, end of 2004. While there, I wrote a very powerful online education system called It's My School. And even though all my students had the option of using Blackboard, as well as myself, we used my system. And the reason was that it had more features and it was easier to use than what Blackboard had to offer. And it was a highly secure application, a lot of very unique security features that were built in because it had a complete document management system, as well as because everything was provided online, it meant that it had to be highly secure. And because I was teaching IT students, I knew that it had to really pass full muster, because obviously for the fun of it, they're going to try to hack in. Well, they couldn't. And I offered them to give it a shot through the years, and they weren't able to do it. So at any rate, back to Blackboard. Now with them, they essentially won a patent, and they were talking about this patent back in the 2004, 2005 time frame, and telling the industry that they were, the online education industry, that they were about to win a patent that would ensure them full ownership of an entire marketplace. Now, the question is that even excuse me, legal? Is it something that should even be awarded? Is the mere awarding of a patent that is so broad a violation of long-standing antitrust rules on monopolies? I'm not a legal expert. That's for someone else. But to me, when you have a patent that is incorporating technologies, for instance, some of their key things is to talk about authentication and authorization of students and academia in a system. Well, I'm sorry, but that's been out there for decades in your typical mainframe style applications for years and years, and yet the patent office somehow gave them a patent initially that said that, well, by golly, we know that that's all prior art. We know that colleges have been doing it forever, and yet they still gave them the patent. And so it threw the entire online education system marketplace into absolute turmoil for years, and I don't think we're quite done yet. I'm going to take a look here at see if I can find some other things. Here's now one of the companies that was one of the leaders in the industry, WebCT. They went belly up due to this patent. They just sold out to Blackboard, even though a lot of people thought that their system was better than Blackboard. But the bottom line is they chose not to fight in the courts. So let's see if we can find some others that are equally interesting. Okay, this one is dated in 2006, and it's a blog where they're basically a little shocked about the patent and that it was granted. A company called Desire to Learn, they chose to fight Blackboard. One of the few companies that were willing to take that chance. They had a lot of support in the education community to do that, but Blackboard won in 2008, but then shortly thereafter the court ruling was reversed, and Blackboard's patent was thrown out. And but you can imagine the millions of dollars spent and wrangling between the two companies to even get to that point. Here's a blog online from 2009 saying that that the court struck down their e-learning patent, and so it says the good news, they dumped the entire patent. So that's it's a start. It's a start, but I don't think it's over. I'm not an expert. You can see here that their patent is listed up here, was tossed. But then they filed a new patent, okay, that, as far as I can tell, it's been awarded, and I'll take you to that. What's very interesting in my mind is that here they're referencing a patent that appears to have been thrown out. Let's see if the number is correct. Yeah, that is a correct number. They've been awarded a new patent based on an invalid patent. So, this is, again, I'm not a legal expert. It's confusing. Here's a thing where they're talking about different roles and things, and they're applying it to online education, which to me is just I've been a design engineer for years, but so I'll just say that this seems frivolous in terms of their claims, because they're talking about roles and just applying it to online education system as if there's never been an ability to have role and user access in a system before, and yet the patent office for some reason initially awarded that. So feel free to take a look at that. I don't know if it has any more value than the one that it refers to that was rejected. I'm going to finish this video up with a couple of other blogs. Blackboard went into another lawsuit against a company called TechRadium, and and it has to do with an alert notification system. And if you take a look at the alert notification technology, their TechRadium, and this has been in the news, is now suing Twitter. And the thing that confuses me about even this patent is that alert notification has been out there forever, and yet for some reason the patent office gave this company TechRadium a patent just because they were using it on the internet, which again gives them a complete monopoly, which violates antitrust laws, and then ignores all prior art on alert notification. If they I did mechanical design and consumer product design for years, and to me, one of the key tenets is that you cannot patent a coffee pot. You can patent a design of a coffee pot and how your design related to that coffee pot, but you can't say, well, I just created a coffee pot and no one can now brew a cup of coffee. And that's essentially what I'm seeing here in a lot of these patents and software. They're preventing people, and they're setting up complete monopolies in marketplaces and ignoring antitrust laws. But anyway, I'm not an expert, so that's it's just kind of my overall broad view of it. I want to finish up this video with something to me that's very important, and that's that I wrote the It's My School back in 2003, and then used it for 2 years. And if you take, this is from Blackboard's website, and they've launched a new feature-based piece related to their online education system. And the very interesting thing here is that the capabilities of what they're talking about is things that that I had available to me back in 2003, and that I offered my students. Just going to step through a couple of things here that they show, and you can decide for yourself. The social collaboration site that I'm about to launch has features that combine both what you see in iGoogle and my Yahoo along with Facebook. So as well as the ability for creating widgets. I can create a new widget that you see on the portal in anywhere from 2 hours to, if it's complex, a day at the most. So if there are any features that are here that I don't currently offer, it's extremely easy to do that. So the thing that I think that's quite nice about my system and social collaborations is that essentially it allows any member to create their own site, their own unique site, that then everyone that they decide to provide membership to have full capabilities to work with. So here's some of the things that support the educator, and these are the thing that I guess I'm kind of excited about in a way. Whether anything gets done with It's My School or not, I'm not sure, but what they have here is essentially what I had in 2003. They just have a different user interface that provides the same type of thing. I had a full document management system for the instructor, full grading component that was extremely powerful and easy to utilize. And it just looks like to me that what they have here is a lot of things that they have a different user interface, and here's a piece that shows their alerts. You can see that here now. And when you look at any type of portal, I think the biggest thing about an alert is if you look at, for instance, weather alerts. There's a lot of different news organizations that like to provide alerts that are related to weather. Now, apparently, there's the Tech Radium is claiming that they're the first to ever have an alert. But at any rate, so this is showing the implementation of the alerts here now in a social portal style setting. You know, as soon as someone logs in, whether it's an educator or a student, whatever widget is there providing up-to-date information, that that's not an alert, but they certainly have the ability to go in and look at that. There's been email notifications forever, and so there's nothing preventing people from doing that as well. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Hopefully you'll take a moment and look at the capabilities and features of It's My School. It was a very well received application, and it gives you an idea of besides looking at, hopefully you look at the videos related to my customers as well, but I think you'll get a flavor that I've always delivered extremely powerful applications. I tend to think outside of the box, which permits me to, along with my experience, I've been programming since 1985, that allows me to tie everything together and bring it together. And so I hope you enjoyed this video, and please check out the other ones on my site when you have time. Thank you.